Hi everyone, welcome to your pick a card for those of you who are estranged from family. Maybe you've cut ties with some of your family members, your parents, your siblings, maybe even your entire family. So my intention here is for this reading to be like a cozy, warm, soft blanket for your inner child, basically, that really needs some soothing and comforting messages, reminders. Let's see what actually comes up. So, let's just get on with the group selection. This one is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3. Choose whichever one catches your eye, maybe even tune in and see which one is pulling you, especially if in human design you have a sacral authority, then your body is going to be the one that's going to tell you, or your gut is the one that's going to tell you which one of these piles have any messages for you. And don't be afraid to choose wrong. I always think that, even if it's like 1 or 2 cards, then that's something that you need to hear, or maybe you need to choose multiple piles, whatever it is that you feel. Other ways that you can choose from these piles is just looking at the numbers of the timestamps. Even maybe there is your lucky number over there and that's gonna be your sign, or just meditate on it, really, if you have an emotional authority. Give yourself time, go through those emotional waves, and then when you feel centered, choose one of these piles. Okay? I think that's it. So, without further ado, let's get on to your reading. Hi there, pile number 1. This is going to be your reading. Let's take a look at your cards together. So, the first card we have is Gnosis. Whoa, okay. So, this one, I intend for this to give me some insight on how you are currently feeling. Pride. Okay. Let's put it there. Honestly, this is not gonna fit in the frame. Sorry. Let's at least lay out the tarot cards and these ones. So for your tarot cards, we have Page of Cups, 4 of Wands, okay, and then Knight of Wands. Okay, so far this is very creative energy type situation. Let me put these here. Sorry, you are pile number 1, so I'm honestly still figuring out the layout for these readings, to be completely honest with you. Yeah, I can't really see everything. I'm so sorry. And then Curiosity. This is your soothing messages. So these tarot cards and this one and the rest of the reading is going to be the soothing messages for you. Right, let's take a look at these for now, and then we will open these 2. So, Gnosis. This one, honestly, I've never pulled that card before, so I'm gonna have to pull out the book, even though that is my intention anyway with all of these archetype cards. Okay, so Gnosis is innermost knowing, mystic truths. Wow. Okay. So it says here, true knowledge is not found in facts and figures, in scholarly books, or in library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep and timeless archetypal wisdom that rises from the felt experience of having touched the unknown with every one of the senses. Those who are drawn to gnosis find themselves in esoteric studies, likely involving mysticism, alchemy, healing, or perhaps science. Knowing is their calling. Not knowing is their job description. No matter how far the alchemists take their studies, they come to the ultimate conclusion that facts slip toward mystery, and soon the mystery results in facts. This card signifies a knowing that is life-changing. Once you experience it, you are forever changed and become a guardian of gnosis. The eternal mystery is calling you. Study your passion in the deepest way available to you. Wow, that's amazing. So what that tells me about you is that, literally the card is right here as well confirming it, that you are super creative. Just from the vibes of these cards, the fact that you have 2 wands cards, which the wands is it does lean more towards creativity. Page of Cups as well is also like the Cups card that leans more towards creativity. So what this all really says to me is that, well, first of all, that you are a curious person. You are always striving for knowledge. You're always in that like eternal student kind of energy within you. You always seek for more. You want to learn everything about life. Everything makes you like wonder, right? And this one, Pride, is the card that tells us your feelings about the estrangement. It's such a hard word to say, by the way. Oh, also, I need to put on a timer to make sure that I don't like fucking waffle on for this reading. But it doesn't seem like you're really struggling, to be honest. So what I'm seeing is that you are really pursuing your creativity. You're really feeding that fire within you with the wands here. And because the wands is what connects us in the physical to the divine, to the unseen. So I feel like what you need to hear is with the Page of Cups, this is like that creative inner child. So I think from you being distanced, whether that be physical, whether that be emotional, or even both, from your family, it really allows you to connect more with that creative inner child of yours and really help you come back home to yourself with the 4 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. This is about taking action towards your ideas, towards your passions, your creativity. I keep saying creativity, but that is literally what this is all saying. And to be honest, I'm expecting to see more of like, oh, I feel so guilty about like being so far away from my family, or like going no contact from my family. But this is all like looking so colorful and so bright, right? There's so many colors in all these cards. I don't know if you can see. But if you are not yet in that position, maybe you do feel some discomfort from going no contact, or distancing yourself from your family, then if that's the case, then what you need to hear is that, wow, your life is gonna get so much more colorful. It's like I'm imagining, I don't know, I think this was a TikTok or something, but I'm just imagining someone who has been like colorblind and hasn't really seen colors before and putting on these glasses and like, yeah, I think there is a TikTok about this, like someone who, I don't know their exact condition, but I think it might be color blindness, and they put on these glasses and they see color for the first time. My husband is in the other room trying to plug his charger and it's very distracting. But he stopped now. Anyway. And they were like, like they're just basically freaking out at all the colors that they can see. And that's kind of like what I'm seeing here, is that that's gonna be your life. You know, you're gonna feel you're now able to see things in a different way, and everything is going to be so much more vibrant, so much more colorful. And yeah, that's gonna be really freaking great for, again, your inner child here with the Page of Cups. Pretty straightforward messages, to be honest, and I just spat. But anyway, let's open these cards now. Oh, okay. That took a fucking turn. So, this one is align your life. So yeah, maybe you haven't like reached this emotions yet. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So there's something in your life that, and you're gonna know this, right? That just doesn't feel right. Something just doesn't feel... Yeah, deep down, you know that there's something wrong. There's something that doesn't really fit. Not that you need to fit in some kind of mold or whatever. But it's like, you know, your own personal shapes, puzzles that is within you. And like the external world and your internal world is not really... It just doesn't fit. Like there's something that's like poking out, you know, that kind of vibe. So this card wants to remind you of that. What needs to change? So yeah, that was a bit unexpected, but there you go. Maybe that's something that you need to hear. And then I grabbed a affirmation card as well for you to leave with from this reading. So the intention with this affirmation is that this is what you can like say to yourself when you need some comfort, a healing balm, you know. So nature. Let me show it to you, and you can screenshot this if you would like. Let me actually read it for you. It's time to unleash your inner hippie and step outside of that man-made box. Take a walk in the woods, smell those flowers, hug some trees. You might think you're being ironic, like, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff. But you'll find that even then, those trees will hug you back. Trees come from a time before irony, and their earnestness is impervious to our jaded humor. If that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. So, yeah, go out into nature, be your silly Little self, let your imagination run wild. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine to be perceived as a weird person, as someone who's wild. That's okay. That's more awesome anyway. In my personal humble opinion. If that resonated with you, then please do give this a like at the very least. Come on, if you've reached this far, then the least you can do is give this video a like. And if you want more comforting words and encouraging guidance, I do offer that every single week from my newsletter. Just go on to tikaishuman.substack.com. Link is down below as well if you just want to click and not like type a bunch of fucking words. If you are interested in a private reading, then I do offer those as well. Again, link is in the description box. Click it there and book a reading with me via Zoom. And if you are struggling, I mean, it doesn't seem like you are, but if you are struggling with, you know, going no contact with your family, anything like that, especially with your parents, then I do offer one-on-one coaching to cultivate courage and resilience to break free from your parents' haunting control. Link is in the description box as well. I do offer some free 30-minute calls where we can come up with a game plan for you. It's free, have I mentioned that? Again, link is in the bio, okay? Bio? This is not Instagram, this is YouTube. In the description, okay? So thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully see you on the next one. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. This is going to be your reading. So let's take a look at your cards together. We have the gem. It's your first card. So this is you. You're the gem. Love that. Betrayal. So this card is how you are currently feeling, especially in regards to the estrangement. Such a difficult word to say, but anyways, betrayal. And then the rest of these is basically your soothing messages. So let's see what they are. Actually, this one first. Denial. Okay. And then let's have a look at your tarot cards. Justice. We love to see that. We have 8 of Wands. Okay. We have King of Wands. Okay. And then we'll open these 2 together a little bit later on. I want to focus on these ones first. You know, I need to see the... Okay. So, let's start off with the archetype card. I want to refer to the book because it's a really good book. It's quite a hefty... This deck is really quite hefty. To be honest, I'm still not too used to it yet. So... the gem, the diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. For example, a diamond in the rough. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly in the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface, where there is no definitive map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. Well, pile number 2. Don't we just love getting the gem that represents you? I'm getting the sense that kind of one of the reasons why you have decided to do this, distancing yourself from your family, whether that be like cold turkey, no contact whatsoever, or you're distancing emotionally. Maybe you're still on the fence. That depends on you. But I'm getting the sense that you are choosing this because you're kind of not really appreciated. People in your family, whoever these members are for you, they don't appreciate you. They don't see you for the gem that you are. And it is because that, the things that people see within us, or the things that we see in other people, are things that are already within us anyway. So it's always like a mirror. If you see something good in other people, most likely you have that as well. If there's something that really bothers you within someone else, then most likely you also have that trait within you. And so I'm getting the sense that they just don't see this because they themselves cannot see the gem that is within them, the gold that is within them. So that's why they treat you kind of like crap, because they themselves treat themselves like crap. Like, with betrayal and denial here, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? So you're feeling like you're being betrayed, right? But you kind of don't really want to admit it, in a sense, as well. Maybe there are I'm getting the sense that this is a difficult decision for you. This, like, if you could have it your way, you wouldn't want it to be this way. I feel like you wouldn't really want to cut off contact from them or distance yourself from them if you could, but it's getting to the point where you just kind of have to, for your own sake. Because you truly are a gem that, you deserve to be appreciated, Okay, so let's get on. That's just these cards. I want to get on to the tarot cards now. We have Justice, 8 of Wands, and King of Wands. So with Justice, definitely Justice is, to me, about karma. And I know that the common kind of way of looking at karma is that, like, when you do good things will come back to you, and, you know, if you do bad things, then bad things will come back to you again, you know, that kind of stuff. But for me, karma, and I've learned this from Healthy Gamer, by the way, check them out, really, really great resource for mental health and psychology. Justice is about karma in the sense that everything on earth has a cause and effect, right? And whatever it is that, okay, I think you are being really hard on yourself for making this decision. It's absolutely fucking terrifying, right? It's, in some cultures, it's considered taboo, you know, especially if you're in an Asian background like moi. It's not very common. But even if you're not, even if it is pretty common, it's like, it's a really fucking tough thing to have to go through, right? And with justice, I feel like what you need to hear is that, you know, you have been dealt certain cards in your life. And, like, be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself. If you are frustrated that some things are a little bit more difficult for you, well, it's because you carry karma from the people around you, your family, right? From your lineage, from the people that come before you. You carry the consequences of their actions as well, you know? So, unfortunately, which sucks for us if we have a fucking toxic family. You know, I can relate to this. This is why I'm doing these sort of readings. So be gentle with yourself. You have been dealt really, really difficult cards. And then with the Eight of Wands and King of Wands. With the Eight of Wands, focus on what you can control. There are so many things that are out of your control, like I said with the karma, right? There are certain karmas that, you know, you are carrying now that isn't at all, you know, your fault or from your own doing or whatever it is, right? There are some, you know, consequences to our own actions, but you are also carrying your lineage's karmas within you. So focus on what you can control. And this really is about paying attention to that. And with the King of Wands, know that you are the King of Wands. Know that you're a very powerful being. You are very courageous, with the lion over here. And you really have a lot more power than you can ever imagine. Because again, I'm just getting the sense that you are just so not appreciated, so you yourself really struggle to see that within yourself. Need a drink. Sorry about that. I hope you can't hear that too well. Or maybe you can. You know what? We're all fucking humans. I know that you burp as well. It's fine. Anyways. Yeah, know that you are the King of Wands. You have so much power. You are so incredibly creative. You are so connected. You're actually really, really connected to the universe, to the divine. And you are kind of like the chosen one. You know, I feel like we all are in just different ways. But know that, you are the chosen one. You're born a freaking leader. Maybe this isn't very common in your environment, whether that be your actual lineage, whether that be, in your own community. You are a leader, and what you're doing here is really important. It's going to inspire a lot of other people to stand in their own truth and authenticity. You are allowing other people to do that as well by doing this. Okay, so that's what you really need to hear. And then we have the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Yeah, you are absolutely stepping in to a new chapter in your life. This is only the beginning. It's going to be dark. It's going to be scary. Yet, you are stepping into essentially another dimension. Another dimension of your life that is a lot more magical and bright and colorful. You're stepping into a phase that you've never been to before, right? So, the last card that we have is an affirmation. My intention with this affirmation is that you can, use this as a reminder for your own self. As you leave this reading, when you feel like you need some comfort, when you feel like you need something soothing, just like a soothing reminder for you, We have letting go. Let me show it to you, and you can screenshot this if you like to give yourself this reminder. So, your affirmation is, I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have enough heavy things to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a great look. So, pile number 2, that is your reading. If you have reached this part of the reading, then if you haven't given this a like, then what the heck are you doing? Please give it a like. If you have reached this far, then you most likely really resonated with this, right? So exchange that energy and give the video a like. It will really, really help me out to do more of these readings, to give more soothing messages to other people. If you are also, struggling with that stigma of, estranging yourself from family, then that is really what I'm doing here on the internet, in the world, really, is the message that I really want to convey to other people, that this is normal, that, I really want people to choose themselves first and not just follow these like beliefs blindly and letting yourself be trapped in abuse and things like that. So I really want to destigmatize the idea of estranging yourself from family so we can receive more support from other people and be resourced enough to, you know, support ourselves. So if you agree with that, then liking this video, subscribing will really help me out in the smallest of ways, but that's the least that you can do other than, you know, subscribing to my newsletter, which I give you value as well. I'll give you comforting words and encouraging guidance over there, weekly tarot readings, and my own stories, thoughts, and things like that. And you can also book private tarot reading on Zoom. All the links are in the description, by the way. And if you are struggling with, you know, your relationship with your parents, especially, or, you know, your family, then I do offer one-on-one coaching. So I can help you cultivate courage and resilience to finally break free from your parents' haunting control. Again, link is in the description down below. And I really hope that I will see you again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile number 3. This is going to be your reading. Let's have a look at the cards that you have. This first one, the archetype. This represents your archetype, okay? So, the underworld. Okay, I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. Let me actually open these cards first. And this card represents how you currently feel about the estrangement. We have arrogance, not wanting to focus. We have arrogance. And then the rest of these cards are the soothing messages. I mean, to be honest, let's see what actually comes out. This one, okay, loss. Okay, but we'll open those at the end. Now I want to get into the tarot cards. We have Page of Pentacles. We have 7 of Wands. And we have the Emperor. Alright. So, pile number 3. Let's actually talk about these cards first. So yeah, like I said, I think on the inside you just lean more towards darkness. But you know what? Let's actually open the guidebook, because I feel like the guidebook would be able to describe it in a much more eloquent way. Not that I can't speak eloquently, but I really like the descriptions of these cards. So, the underworld. This is no time to mince words. The archetypal territory of the underworld is fraught with nightmares, suffering, and pain. It is the darkest shadow realm which we try vigilantly to avoid or deny at any cost. Try as we might, the darkness pulls us into its depths through disturbing dream images, unexpected accidents, illness, war, conflict, and ultimately death. Not visiting the underworld or denying its existence altogether is what gives it dangerous power. Traversing it forces us to bow humbly to the greater forces that be, while summoning the inner strength we previously underestimated. Take solace that the underworld subsumes everyone from time to time, making us deeper friends, more intimate partners, soldiers of light amid our shadowy times. Facing darkness and choosing light is the most profound calling of all. Yeah. Whew. Okay, so I feel like, to be completely honest, this is the heaviest out of all of the piles. So there's a lot of really, really difficult, a lot of shame that surrounds this whole situation. So, you know, this sounds really complicated, but the good thing is that you are a really brave person. I think that's at least one of the messages that you need to hear, is that this is an incredibly courageous thing that you are doing, and you are doing the work to get to know your shadows. You are finally at least taking a peek at the darkest part of yourself that really scares the fucking living hell out of you. Again, that's a really courageous thing, right? Because like the book was saying, this has immense power over many of us, because everyone has this, right? These archetypes, we all have all these archetypes within us. We have infinite amounts of parts of our parts within us. And since this is coming out in this particular reading, you know, this situation really makes this part of yourself, that deepest, darkest, most shameful part of yourself, come to the surface, right? So this is a really difficult situation for you. And on one side, you feel arrogant, you feel like your ego is like hyperinflated, while another part of you, wait, before I talk about that, so like a part of you feels, you know, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, right? Which I agree, I completely agree. There is nothing wrong with distancing yourself, protecting yourself from people who have treated you like crap. It really doesn't matter, you know, what status that they have, what, you know, what the family, what our society, you know, has attached meaning to this concept, right? This system. To me, that doesn't matter, that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean that if you are family, if you're a family member, if you are a parent, it doesn't mean that you have all these, you know, things that you can get away with, you know, like, it doesn't excuse the abuse, right? And I didn't specifically touch on abuse necessarily, but I did create a video, my most recent video, I'll link it up here. It's about the beliefs that are keeping you trapped within your parents' control, and I talk about, you know, all that stuff about parents' responsibilities and how, you know, just because they're parents doesn't mean that they can get away with certain things, doesn't mean that they have this like entitlement over you. And so you know that you have a lot of rights, you know that this is your right, to, make this decision to distance yourself, protect yourself. Yeah, in fact, you even have the Seven of Wands here, which is about like protecting yourself from other people's bullshit, basically. But okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. So there is that part of you, right, that you don't feel shameful at all. You feel like you feel pretty confident, to the point that you're quite arrogant about it, in a sense. Well, it's not that you're like flaunting it to other people, but that's kind of like the the feeling deep inside, is like there's a sense of arrogance there as well. On the other hand, you also have a part of you that feels like you have really lost something, right? Maybe, if you're anything like me, like I have very strong feelings towards like my parents, and like I have this sense as well, especially when I was younger, like this arrogant sense. And I do not want to admit at all that, maybe I do love them a little bit. I do sometimes miss them and things like that. That's really fucking hard for me to admit. So that's a lot of inner work coming out here on camera that you're witnessing right now, me saying that. But yeah, so you have that part of yourself as well that actually needs to grieve. Maybe you don't allow yourself to feel that way, because even with like any bad relationship, any bad situation, any relationship where you're treated like shit, there's always dark and light, right? So it's not always that every time you're with them, all you feel is like pain, right? There's no happiness, there's no joy. No, it doesn't mean that. Like, there are some nice things that has happened as well. There are some nice things about them as well, about your family members that you have distanced yourself from. So there is some loss, and that needs to be acknowledged, my friend. So, oh my god, I've only talked about these 3 cards, and it's already been 12 minutes. So let's actually move on to the tarot cards. I feel like I need to just continue with this, the Seven of Wands. What you need to hear is that, you are protecting yourself. This is something that you needed to do for yourself. You're doing this to protect yourself, and it's really important for you to set these boundaries, this energetic boundary, actually, more specifically with the Seven of Wands. Like, if you can see these like wands, these are like people poking you and like trying to disturb your peace from distancing yourself. And maybe that's part of the challenge, right? Is to stop letting other people's judgment consume you. And I don't mean to like plug all of my shit. I haven't done that in all the other piles, but I'm gonna link it up here. Maybe you need to hear it. It's about how to stop letting other people's judgment consume you, and like how to not care about what other people think about you. And I feel like, with with this card coming out, like, I feel like you are already doing that. And so what you need to hear is that, yeah, this is your way of protecting yourself, and you absolutely have the right to protect yourself, right? And then with the Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles is all about new beginnings, right? And this is all about treating your body as an altar, right? Treating your life as an altar. Like, what are some of the things, some of the seeds that you want to plant? Because if you want your life to look differently, you're gonna have to do different things, right? You can't expect a different result from doing the same things. So with the Page of Pentacles, this is inviting you to plant those seeds. Start to think about what it is that you actually want your life to look like, and start thinking about, okay, what are the very first steps that I need to take? What are some of these seeds that I can plant? And don't get ahead of yourself. Don't look too far into the future. Think about the ideal self that you want to embody, which is already inside of you, right? And to get that, to really embody that, you need to plant those seeds, right? With certain behaviors, right? If you want to be a certain type of person, then think about what that person would do, and just live as if you're that person and plant those seeds. And with the Emperor, I always struggle a little bit more with the Emperor, but it's really giving Aries energy, which, if you are watching this, you know, in the time that I uploaded it, you don't have to. This is a timeless reading. It doesn't matter if this is like 2035. It's still absolutely valid. But this is about, like, knowing who you are, right? This is about being the captain of your ship. You're not meant to do, like, the meticulous little things. This card wants to remind you to pay attention to where it is that you want to be. I think the guidance here is, like, really focusing on, okay, how can we move forward from here? How can we really go to the place that you want to go to, which, you know, I'm guessing is something that was really difficult for you to do whilst you were still in this relationship, right, with your family, because it's really difficult for you to be yourself, unfortunately. Okay, so let's get on with these two last guidances. It says, take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So if you are keeping yourself busy, then here's your sign. Take a fucking break. I know it's difficult, okay? I know it's difficult. And maybe this also has to do with, like, shadow work and healing work. I feel like, again, with the underworld, you are really, like, dedicating a lot of your energy and time and effort on, you know, working on yourself. But this card is saying, like, take a break. Like, this is not gonna happen in one freaking go. It's not gonna happen in 1 year. It's absolutely not gonna happen in 1 month. Which it can, right? Changes can happen really, really quickly. But also, this is, you're not in a hurry as well. You have a lot of time to do this. Don't hurry yourself towards healing. It's just not gonna end well, to be honest. So take a break, okay? And then we have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. So this is about how you're really needed in this world, because you make the world a more colorful place. You make the world beautiful, that is so fucking cheesy, but it's true. You are really meant to be a leader here with the Emperor, as well as this card, because it says Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. Like, you're a powerful being, and you are meant to really guide other people as well. Maybe you're meant to teach other people. You're meant to guide other people as well. Hold their hands spiritually. Very spiritual card here. So maybe you're a spiritual girly like me. And, with you doing this work, you're really, stepping into what you're really meant to do. I mean, that's really up to you. You have free will. But yeah, that is the direction that you are heading into with this really difficult decision that you have to make in your life. The last card is an affirmation. My intention is that you can take this affirmation when you need some soothing reminders for your own self, right? When you leave this reading, you can listen to it again if you want, but also you can also just take a screenshot of this affirmation and say these things to yourself, okay? So we have ups and downs. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they're also what makes things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes for a good story. So you can take a screenshot of this, maybe put it as your phone wallpaper or anything like that. So if you have reached this portion of the video and you haven't clicked the like button, what the heck are you doing? Please give this video a like. It's going to really help me out. One of my mission is to really destigmatize distancing yourself from your family, because there's a lot of taboo in that, right? When really we're just trying to protect ourselves. We're trying to live our fucking best life, and people are so fucking bitter about it, right? So by you liking this video, leaving a comment, I would love to hear from you as well. I love receiving comments. Have I ever said that before? Probably not, but I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, if you subscribe, comment, things like that, that is the least that you can do to help me with that mission. It really helps me get this out there, to get myself discovered, so that we can spread the word together, right? And if you are interested in a private reading, a tarot reading, have the links down below. If you are interested in cultivating the courage to break free from your parents' control, and we're talking about the deep inner shit. We're not necessarily talking about the interpersonal relationship, which I can help you with that as well, by the way. But that's something that I offer in my one-on-one coaching. Link is all in the description box down below. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you. And I really hope that we will see each other again. So if you subscribe, we can see each other again. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.